For this assignment, I will be covering the Thai TV show The Girl from Nowhere, a modern anthology series which follows the character Nanno. She is a kind of supernatural avenger that shows up in private schools all across Thailand in order to expose the wrongdoings of others and ultimately punishing them, usually through a role reversal of some kind. Most episodes are based on real-life incidents which occurred in Thailand. In general, Nanno helps schoolgirls get revenge on those who wronged them. Her character fulfills 3 roles that Barbara Creed's Monstrous feminine theory describes. Nanno undoubtedly fills the witch role with her strange and unexplainable powers which she uses throughout the serial. Some examples include her use of wish granting in Haiso, an episode in which she grants wishes for a sum of money, and her resurrection in Apologies, an episode in which she keeps returning to school after a group of her classmates murder her. These supernatural powers are a defining characteristic of the mysterious Nanno. The witch image fits into Barbara Creed's Monstrous feminine theory perfectly, as the witch is a squarely female role. Nanno's motivation being mostly tied to the female experience in Thai schools further connects her into this monstrous feminine image. And this also ties back into the societal fear of the female. Although Nanno is perhaps less obviously a temptress or seductress than she is a witch, there is still no doubt that she uses her sexuality as a weapon throughout the show. Nanno herself never shows any indication of pleasure or desire for sexual acts just for the sake of the act, often being exploited, which is all ultimately a part of her plan, or using it as a means to an end. This kind of attitude is typical of the temptress in Creed's theory, as men do not see women as capable of the same desire. This is evident in the very first episode, in which she becomes the sexual assault victim of a predatory teacher in order to eventually blackmail him. The actress who played Nanno, Kitty Chicha Amatayakul, even indicated that Tomie was her inspiration for her acting. Tomie is a succubus-inspired horror manga character whose power is to make any man fall in love with her. For this segment, I will be focusing specifically on the first episode of the second season, titled Pregnant. In this episode, Nanno attends a school in which a popular candidate for class president named Nanai has impregnated many women and left them, and still has no tarnish on his reputation. The pregnant women instead are shamed for an action they both had a part in. Most of the women he impregnated had gotten abortions, except for one, for whom the abortion pill failed. One classmate warns Nanno against taking interest in Nanai, as every woman with him has met the same fate. Nanno decides it should be alright if she doesn't become pregnant, and begins to flirt with Nanai. Eventually, the two become an item, but Nanai begins to undergo strange experiences, eventually leading to his breakup with Nanno. His physical condition begins to deteriorate. He feels weak, vomits, and is unable to get hard. A friend of his comments that his penis has gotten smaller. His stomach gets larger. He goes to the doctor, who tells him he is pregnant. Later, he tries to abort the baby through pills, which many of his ex-girlfriends also try, and goes through extreme pain. He asks for an abortion, but instead delivers a healthy baby. He initially intends to kill the baby, but cannot bring himself to do so as it cries, and soon begins to care for it. Nanno's use of her powers to turn Nanai into a mother is the most obvious way she fits into the castrator role. But throughout this episode, Nanno continues to make Nanai feel emasculated through various remarks. Immediately following their breakup, Nanno pretends to cry and begs Nanai to come back to her, after which she admits the tantrum was only an act to make Nanai feel like a man. Nanai also cites the reason for his breakup as the way Nanno looked at him, which she said made him feel like an object. This is no doubt a nod to the objectification that women are often subject to.